Today we're going to talk about a few tips that you can use when harmonizing. So we talked about how you can form an imperfect cadence by using the supertonic chord and 1-6-4. So you have to be really careful, especially when you're using supertonic chord in minor keys. Why? Because chord number 2 is diminished chord in the minor keys, right? So for example, this is in key of C minor, right? What is the supertonic chord in C minor? D chord, right? But this is diminished, right? And that is being followed by chord number 5, right? So you're trying to create supertonic to 5th chord in perfect cadence, but you must avoid augmented second. So this creates augmented second from A flat to B natural, so you must avoid it. So in that case, you simply change the position of the chord of the dominant triad. So instead of using the first inversion, you can simply change it to root position so that you can get rid of augmented second. Right, so try to avoid augmented second when you're building up to the 5th in perfect cadence. So we talked about the main function of chord number 1-6-4. It cannot exist on its own. It must be followed by chord number 5 to form an imperfect cadence. When you're building up 1-6-4 to 5th imperfect cadence, you must double the 5th instead of the 3rd or root of the tonic triad. You must double the 5th, all right? That's how you create 1-6-4 to 5th imperfect cadence, right? Okay, and then when you're using chord number 1-6-4, it must be on the stronger beat than the chord number 5. So for example, in 4/4 time signature, quadruple time, strong, weak, medium, weak. What you can do is you can use chord number 1-6-4 on strong beat, which is count 1 or count 3, right? Okay, how about 3/4 time signature, strong, weak, weak. 1-6-4 could fall on count 1 or count 2, all right? All right, if you use chord number 1-6-4 on the first beat, then you're gonna have 5th chord on a weak beat. So when you're using chord number 1-6-4, must be on the stronger beat than the chord number 5. But how about if you use chord number 1-6-4 on the second beat? It's okay to do that because it's a triple time. Second beat and third beat, they both are weak beats, right? So it's okay to use chord number 1-6-4 on the second beat and then followed by chord number 5 on the third beat, which is also weak beat. So these are the few things you must remember when harmonizing in order to avoid consecutive fifth and octave. You must have a soprano bass voice moving by step. If both parts are leaping, you must have them moving in contrary motion. Try not to have more than 2 voices moving in similar motion in order to avoid consecutive fifth and octave.